And we're also looking at an education issue tonight. Should kids in failing schools get the chance to go to a better school? State legislature seems to think so. At least they're gaining some momentum around that idea. Groundbreaking bill on school vouchers has already passed the Senate. Today, it passed the Executive Committee of the House, clearing the way for a full floor vote. Still no timetable on when that would happen, but if it passes, kids in the lowest performing schools would get a voucher to attend a private school. It would be their parents' choice. They wouldn't have to go. The bill was initially backed by Senator James Meeks, who represents an area of the city with a number of failing schools. There's bipartisan support for the bill. Neighboring schools are known to improve, says the research, when vouchers are introduced to a community. Supporters call it healthy competition, but research is fairly new when it comes to judging the success of vouchers. Let's take a look at some of the numbers tonight. When it comes to elementary school, which the vouchers would cover, the Illinois Policy Institute found the state spends a little over $6,000 per student on public education, while private education in Chicago costs less, an average of $4,500. So over 5 years, the research suggests the state would save $19 million. What's not to like about that? Let's talk some more about vouchers tonight. Joining us, political commentator Dan Proft. Do you think this is meaningful education reform, Dan?
Look, I think this is a good first step. I mean, this provides an opportunity for up to 22,000 students in schools that everybody knows will fail them, where they are currently relegated. It frees them for the same opportunities that the more affluent and the more politically connected have in terms of where they are able to send their children to ensure that every child has access to a quality education. So this is the first time in, like, forever in Illinois that the General Assembly has shown a willingness to stand up to the teachers' unions and talk about education that needs to be child-centered and output-focused, and not an education system that is set up for the benefit and the convenience of the adults in the system.
And Dan Proft, why do you think suddenly there is bipartisan support and there is support behind a bill like this when it's never had it before because of the teachers' unions?
Well, I think Victor Hugo said there's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come, and this is an idea whose time has come. A dozen states run more than 24 different school choice programs. The city of Milwaukee's been running a program for 20 years, and we see in the city of Chicago, despite spending more money than most school districts around the state, half the kids will graduate. Only 6 of every 100 CPS freshmen in school today will get a bachelor's degree by the age of 25. And we're seeing the real-world impacts of children that are not prepared to compete in our digital global economy. And I think finally legislators are motivated to completely rethink how we do K through 12 in this state, and it's a long time coming.
Quickly, break it down for us. How does it work? How many people would be impacted? It's just those who are in these failing schools. How many are there?
Yeah, I mean, this is a first step. It's an important one, but you're talking about the bottom 50 elementary schools, the worst performing elementary schools in the city of Chicago, affecting about 22,000 children. Now, so to give you an order of magnitude, there's about 400,000 children in the Chicago public school system. So this is a very small segment of the overall universe that would have the choice that a lot of other folks have had, including the 40% of Chicago public school teachers who send their children to private school. So this is just the beginning, but it's an important beginning.
Do you think it is likely to pass? Sounds like it has momentum in state legislature.
It has momentum, but Mike Madigan has a lot to say about this. The bill needs to be called by May 7th, although the House could extend the deadline to January 11th. And I think if Madigan moved this out of the House and put it on Quinn's desk in an election year, exactly, that would put Quinn in a real bind because he has been on record as opposing school choice. So there's a lot of political wrangling still to go, but there's a lot of momentum moving this forward, and a lot of families that are putting pressure on their legislators and need to continue to do so to make sure that this moves even in an election year.
All right, political commentator Dan Proft, thank you for joining in the discussion tonight.
Thank you.